There we go.
Something that we're doing a little bit differently this flight than usual is that instead of using a hardware radio receiver, one that is specifically built to receive a certain frequency of transmission, we're using what's called a software-defined radio, an SDR. The theory behind using software-defined radios is that instead of latching on to a particular frequency built into the hardware of the radio, you instead analyze all of the frequencies of radio transmission, and using the power of a modern computer processor, you can then back out any signal depending on which one you want to analyze. It uses a technical process called a Fourier transform, which effectively just gives you a readout of all of the frequencies that are being broadcasted. On this flight, we're going to be transmitting on a frequency of 150 megahertz, which is a little bit higher than the frequencies that are generally used for FM radio. Right now, we're just practicing using the software radio by listening to weather satellites. So actually, on our back porch, Dan is currently listening to transmissions from weather satellites using this radio. It's pretty cool. Take a look. Okay, so right now we are going to be using the software-defined radio to test receiving a signal, just a regular signal. We are going to be using this walkie-talkie right here, which is transmitting on typical family radio service frequencies to send a signal, the little call signal that that you can play around with. Sounds like this. That right there. And if you listen closely, every time we do it, the computer over here receives the same sound. You can see that little band that's going up is the signal that we sense. And if you listen closely, it hears it down there too. So presumably we could use this actually as a walkie-talkie receiver. You can also use it as an FM tuner. Dan, can you go to like an FM station? This is a campus radio, classical music. So just like that, you can choose which frequency you want to select. You can listen to weather satellites, you can listen to position reporting systems, you can listen to radio, anything you want. So that's that.